Woke police chief breaks down in tears after admitting ICE shot Tarragona, a gang member. So let's get into this video.
Two members of Tren de Aragua in Portland yesterday. Why didn't they detain them? Why did they shoot them in their car and then flee? They didn't even call local enforcement to let them know that they had shot two gang members and then left them in their car. The two people that were shot, the guy, he's the one who called 911. Why are two dangerous international gang members calling 911 after a run-in with border enforcement? I guess cops just get to shoot people and run away now. Apparently that's what we do in America now.
Okay, so this is getting very much scripted at this point. There was another shooting that involved federal agents. The first one was ICE agents in Minnesota. This one was Customs and Border Patrol agents in Portland, Oregon. They shot two individuals. They claimed the same exact thing. They were fearing for their lives. They were trying to protect themselves and others. The vehicle, they were trying to ram the vehicle into them, so they shot them. But in this case, in Portland, Oregon, things are a little bit strange. Now, they're claiming that the two individuals left the scene of this shooting. Yeah, they were allowed to leave. They fled the scene, and they claim that these individuals are a part of a Venezuelan gang.
That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
Wait. So we gotta continue our coverage of Clown World here. And this time we gotta go out to Portland, Oregon, okay?
In my opinion, Trump, what you need to do is this right here. Is cut off all the funding to the northern states. Just cut them all out. Oregon, Minnesota, Chicago, all the places that all this rioting going on, just cut it out. Matter of fact, just cut right where the border is at, or above Tennessee and all them, right there. Just cut all that out. Just cut all the funding out from them states right there. Cut all the federal funding out. Cut all it out. Even cut all the power off. Starve them out. Pay a week or so, pay 2-3 weeks without power or no federal funding or nothing like that. They'll break their asses. Do to them what the North did to the South back in the Civil War. I know some people ain't gonna like that for what I'm saying, but you starve their asses out financially, federally, and spiritually. Yeah, stop. Have your agents go to where the power plant's at and shut it down. Basically, cut all the power off the electric grids and chop it so they can't fix it. That will stop a lot of shit. And it's getting cold up north too. Yeah, that'll stop their asses. Cause as long as these stupid woke liberal Democrats are in power, justice is not going to get done. The woke people will defend the criminals who will kill them in a second notice, without even betting his eye, without breaking his sweat, without losing any sleep. Who do that? But no, the good guys are becoming bad guys, and the bad guys becoming baby angels. Fucking ridiculous. But let's get to the video, man, shall we?
A prominent city in America, who knows? As they were boo-hoo-wine and crying for similar reasons that the liberals, the deranged liberals in Minneapolis are boo-hoo-wine and crying because ICE, they're doing their jobs, okay? And when they do their jobs, you know, sometimes people get shot and killed because they obstruct or they try to run away or they do not comply with law enforcement, okay? Very simple. If you comply, then you're probably not going to die, right? There's a good chance you're not going to die. But if you choose to not comply, then yeah, there is a chance that you could die, right? And, you know, hey, that is the reality of law enforcement, right? So, with that being said, out in Portland, you had two people who were shot, okay, by ICE. And initially, when the story came out, there was a big deal made about it by the mainstream liberal media, claiming that, oh, I shot an innocent wife and husband, right? This is what they put out there, right? They tried to make it seem like these two individuals who were shot were completely innocent, right? They wouldn't say that they were here illegally. They wouldn't take the administration's word for it, which the administration said, no, these are Tren de Aragua gang members, okay? These are illegal immigrants, and they tried to run over ICE agents. They tried to weaponize their vehicle, just like the woman out in Minneapolis did, in order to escape, right, or to flee ICE, okay? And their lives were in danger, and they defended themselves. So, of course, Democrats are upset. Liberals are booing, whining, crying in the streets over what happened out in Portland. Take a look.
Portland, Oregon on edge after 2 people were injured in a shooting involving a federal border agent.
We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and a wife who was shot in the chest.
The Department of Homeland Security says agents stopped a truck carrying 2 people affiliated with the Tren de Aragua gang, including a passenger officials say is an illegal Venezuelan immigrant involved in a recent shooting. DHS saying when agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Local officials say they cannot verify those claims.
We do not know the facts of this case. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
A witness says an officer pounded on the window of the truck. The driver backed up and moved forward several times, crashing into a car, and officers fired about 5 shots as the truck sped away. Portland police say they learned of the shooting after one of the people shot called 911 about 40 blocks away.
Police are en route. It's like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
I look over this window, it was bleeding.
The victims were taken to a hospital, their conditions unclear overnight. Local leaders are urging calm while calling for federal immigration agents to leave the city.
Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. The consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms.
We do not need you. You're not welcome. And you need to get the hell out of our community.
So we're at Northeast 146 in East Burnside. This is where Portland police officers found the 2 people who were shot by federal agents. And just to sort of set the scene for you, this is a very residential area. We're surrounded by large apartment complexes. As you can see, there's the police tape there. There's officers walking around. There's more than half a dozen Portland police cruisers. But I want to pan it back over this way. I have a man, his name is Alex. He lives right next to where a lot of this police activity is unfolding. So Alex, talk to us. What have you seen today?
When I was coming back home and I didn't see the actual shooting, but they had the whole street blocked off. And just in talking to people, it sounds like somebody was trying to get away from them in their car and was shot. That's the most that I've heard.
Can you describe sort of the tone of this neighborhood?
We're all just working class people. There's a lot of immigrants. I think everyone around here knows that. But they keep to themselves. They don't cause any trouble for me. I live right here. They don't touch my stuff. When I have problems, it's from U.S.-born people.
How does this make you feel watching this unfold right outside your doorstep?
I am beyond angry that this is happening the day after they killed that woman. I mean, this has gone too far. This is beyond voting. We need to do something. Like, the people need to do something. This is ridiculous.
Have you seen ICE agents come into your neighborhood before?
Not to this complex, but I've been kind of waiting for it because I had a feeling that they were going to be here at some point. I've seen them on Division and I've seen them at the MAX stations, but this is the first time they've been on our street.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. High-calorie women and low-testosterone men are destroying this country, right? I mean, it's always the same people over and over and over again. It's a high-calorie woman or it's a low-testosterone man, right? And what we just witnessed was a low-testosterone man claiming that, oh, the only problems I have with people in my neighborhood are U.S.-born citizens, right? Basically, he's defending illegal immigrants. He's like, I love living with illegals, right? Even if they're gang members, even if, you know, they have been accused of committing violent crimes. Who cares? Right? They're here illegally. So therefore they should be allowed to stay. They can stay with me. They can stay in my neighborhood. Right? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We need testosterone injections. Right? RK, you need to get on that. Okay? We don't just need Ozempic to fight obesity, right? We don't just need to ban junk food from being purchased with SNAP funds. We also need testosterone, universal testosterone injections for these low testosterone men, right? Liberal men, okay? Especially guys like this, right? This police chief, who I think he needs to be the first one to sign up because he's going to break down in tears, right? He's going to be in tears after having to admit that, yeah, these individuals that were shot were actually associated with Trende Irakwa, right? Basically, they didn't want to admit that ICE was correct, right? That they were telling the truth about what happened here. And then they have to admit that ICE was telling the truth. Now you got grown men, police officers, in tears, right? This is the police chief, okay? Bob Day, crying like a,
They do have some nexus to involvement with TDA. We can confirm that, and what I can say is there is an association with the two folks yesterday and TDA. I hesitated to even share this information initially because I'm very aware of the historic injustice of victim blaming, oftentimes portrayed by law enforcement, including this very agency that I've represented so proudly for.
This is so disgusting. I can't stand it. I'm disgusted. I just want to throw up in my mouth right now, bruh. Real talk. I cannot stand to see a man act like this. You didn't want to disclose it because it didn't fit the narrative. That's why you didn't want to disclose it. Okay? But this all, I don't want to victim blame. That's why I was hesitant to disclose it. All the injustices. Oh man, you sound like a woman, right? You don't sound like a man. You don't sound like somebody that should be running a police department. What is going on here? What is going on? Guys like this, again, this is the reason why crime is so bad in these little cities. So you got dudes like this running the police department. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
20 years, and historically we have not been quick to disclose the potential criminal history of others. I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community. It saddens me that we even have to qualify these remarks, because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger. This information in no way is...
You're basically crying for a bunch of fucking gang people who people kill a lot of people in Oregon. And you crying on national TV like a little bitch. Really? You give more about these fucking people that break crimes, doing drugs, selling drugs, killing your people in your town. You get right over them. That just shows you how fucked up the woke left is. They cry for the criminals, but punish the innocent, but cry for the criminals. Fucking stupid as hell. Then you got the police chief here crying on live TV like a bitch. Like a whiny little bitch. Trump, do us all a favor and start arresting these damn idiots in these states. Go for the people like the mayor, the governor, and all them. Arrest their asses. Without anybody in power, the city will fall apart. And then you just do what you need to do, and boom, get it done. Stop trying to play fair with these people and stuff like that. Just fucking hammer their asses, alright? You have to bring in the Marines, bring the fucking Marines in. Do something, Trump. And this shit right here is getting out of hand. Because they are going around saying you can't do shit to them. You're the president. Do something. Okay? Let's go ahead and watch this little whiny bitch some more, shall we?
To disparage or to condone or support or agree with any of the actions that occurred yesterday.
Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This dude is crying because he has to admit that, yeah. ICE was telling the truth. That these are Tren de Aragua gang members, right? So he's mad, he's upset because he has to tell the truth. He thinks that hurts the Latino community. So therefore he's crying at the podium because he got to tell the truth. Right? Boy, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. We are really living in clown world. So hey, listen, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I just want